started with a guy who runs telling his team that the first anime of Handa-kun has been released. A panic attack comes to Handa team because the four of them are creators of Handa-kun anime. Then one of them calls the company director and requests to re-show the first episode. However, the company does not allow and asks them to watch from the DVD. The team is not giving up and trying to recreate and organize new characters. Even though there are differences of opinion, they succeed in making the failed version and watch it. Soon the bell rings and a courier comes to deliver a package from Diom Media. They open the package and the first episode of the anime Handa-kun is inside. Then they start watching it. The scene begins with the appearance of a high school student who is quite handsome and doesn't care about other people. His name is Handa Sei, a second grader in high school. Handa is a very indifferent boy and thinks that all students do not like him. When he walks around, his friends want to greet him, but he makes a boundary wall so that other people cannot get close. He is a very careful person. He puts the sandals in the locker and sees a letter inside his locker. He is surprised and remembers when he was in junior high school he got so many bad luck letters in his locker. He never reads every letter sent to him because he thinks that the letter is about a challenge to make a duel. So he takes that letter and puts it in the trash. One of his girlfriends in the class is angry with Handa's attitude because he does not respect her friend Maiko. Maiko is a girl who writes a letter for Handa during the night and she hopes the letter will be read by him. He asks directly what Maiko's purpose in writing a letter for him is. From Handa's point of view, he cannot hit Maiko because she is a girl. At first, Maiko looks shy, but her friend pushes her hard, so she asks Handa to talk behind the school. Handa gets a panic attack and thinks about the possibility that he faces. First, he will be beaten by a group of girls at his school. Second, Maiko's boyfriend is a member of a motorcycle gang and he will bring his colleague to beat Handa because Handa teases his girlfriend. He feels stressed because of the possibility that may happen. He tries to stay strong and do calligraphy to put his mind at ease, but the teacher is angry at him. It is because Handa does not listen to him during the lesson. Also, he is afraid when he sees the girl with the big head who is watching him. Finally, he is getting punished by the teacher. The teacher asks him to do the math assignment. He can finish the assignment quickly and go back to his seat. The big head girl is still looking at him. Honestly, he wants to ask about the girl who gives him a letter, but he is not brave enough. The big head girl is Juri, Maiko's classmate, who misunderstandings with Handa. She thinks that Handa likes her. Handa writes a letter to Juri to ask her to deliver his message to Maiko. When he comes to Juri and asks her to read the letter by herself, she misinterprets what Handa's mean. Suddenly, she runs out of the class and reads the letter. However, she does not know how to read calligraphy. She just knows a few words such as love, and she thinks that Handa gives her a love letter. After that, she cries because it means that she betrays Maiko, who likes Handa very much. In the classroom, Juri looks strange and it makes Handa uncomfortable with her. At break time, Maiko brings a lunchbox into Juri's class for having lunch together, but Juri does not want Handa to see that. Then Maiko eats Juri's lunch and Juri does not feel happy with that. Also, Juri feels there are no good things when she is having friends with Maiko. Many things make her annoyed with Maiko's behavior, such as being too innocent and trying to be cute. She is determined that Handa cannot be owned by Maiko. At that moment, Handa is waiting for Maiko until the time is over. In the class, he looks stressed and writes the letters many times even though he has asked Juri to deliver the message to Maiko. Finally, the class is over and this is the time to meet Maiko. Juri accompanies Maiko to meet Handa. Unfortunately, the story continues to the next episodes because the first episode is over. Handa-kun's team is disappointed and one of them said that they had wasted time writing the story about Handa-kun and determined to write the next episode better. In the next episode, Handa walks with authority in the schoolyard and all the students look at him because they think that he is usually admired by the girls. He comes to Maiko and Juri. He asks what they want. Meanwhile, Juri is surprised by Handa's cold attitude. He thinks that those two girls, Maiko and Juri, become his enemy. Maiko walks slowly to Handa when she wants to give him a love letter. However, Juri prevents her and says to her that her hand is slipped until Maiko cannot give Handa the letter. Juri hugs Maiko tightly and tells Handa to run because Maiko has a bad attitude even though she has a cute face. It makes him look confused. Juri also says that both of them are not worthy of him and then she asks him to leave. Not any longer. Two students call a boy in the class named Kawafuji. Both of them ask Kawafuji to look at Handa is confessed by a girl but he refuses. Handa notices Fuji's attitude looks more strange because she tries to stop Maiko. An unexpected situation comes when Juri confesses her feelings to Handa. Since she has read Handa's letter, she tells him to leave because neither Maiko nor she cannot be with him anymore. Maiko screams and wants Handa to help her from Juri's grip. Suddenly, Handa tells them that friendship is hard to find, so they must respect the friendship they have built for several years. Juri feels that Handa is very gentlemanly. Meanwhile, Maiko's love letter is rejected by Handa because her writing is not good enough. Since that moment, Handa has been declared as a hero. Maiko and Juri become friends and are determined to learn calligraphy together. A new character comes in this scene. He is a student named Aizawa, who has the nickname President of the class. It is because Aizawa has controlled the class for 10 years. He is an eternal student who wants to be the real president of the class. But he has a rival, Handa, the student's idol. The teacher calls the candidates to come in front of the class and vote for the election. Handa and Aizawa follow the election. Handa's expression looks indifferent. Meanwhile, Aizawa is very happy because he has become a candidate. However, the result of the voting is a draw, and some students skip the class. The teacher says that he will replace them to vote. In fact, Handa looks relieved because he wants to withdraw from the election. However, Aizawa's enthusiasm gets the situation out of control and Handa becomes hesitant again. A misunderstanding occurred between the two boys. Handa also chooses to resign because he does not want the position of class president. Aizawa is very happy because he wants this position. However, he feels he has learned a lesson from the competition and decides to become vice class president, and Handa becomes the class president. Handa is very stressed and burdened by this position, and Aizawa misunderstands him again. The Handa-kun project gives rise to a new character named Nikaido Leo. He is 17-year-old student, and also a model. One of Leo's fans says that he is quite handsome but amateurish. Meanwhile, Handa looks very cool. Handa thinks that the girls are talking about him, so he doesn't like it at all. According to him, the opinions of Leo's fans hurt Leo. Curious about Handa's aura, Leo decides to follow Handa and spy on him. From the results of the first observation, Handa does not participate in any groups or activities at school. Leo also suspects that Handa has a mistress and likes playing with the girls. Leo is then greeted by girls who ask where Handa is. Leo panics when he realizes that Handa has walked far from him and he lost Handa and looks for him everywhere. Not long after, he sees Handa standing in front of the wall and looking at the cat on the wall. It turned out that Handa has an allergy when he is around cats. Leo thinks that Handa's glance at cats is his attraction to girls. Handa then goes to the accessories shop to buy orders from his family. Leo also misunderstands because he thinks that Handa is walking there on purpose to get noticed by the agency to become their model. Leo also blocks one of the agencies that wants to get to know Handa. Meanwhile, Handa is confused about finding the location of the milk shop. The agency approaches Handa and asks him to try on a shirt to become a model for it. Leo gives up because he can't stop it, and he has to resign himself to losing his popularity. However, Handa approaches him and puts the clothes on Leo's body because his clothes look dirty. Leo also realized that Handa's character is very modest and kind. That's what makes Handa popular with girls. Since that incident, Leo has stopped modeling and become a high school student. His fans also ask why he stopped. Leo also explains happily that he wants to be the man he is. Also, Leo admires Handa's figure. The scene changes when Aizawa asks Handa to deliver a package to Tsutsui, their classmate who often skips class because he is bullied. Handa goes to Tsutsui's house, but there is no one there. Suddenly, a guy carrying a baseball bat approaches Handa and asks what he is doing here. Handa is afraid because he sees the man's scary face. He also says that he wants to meet Tsutsui, his classmate. The boy says that he is Tsutsui-a-kin. Handa shows a photo of a cute boy and thinks he has had plastic surgery. Tsutsui firmly said that he no longer wanted to go back to school. He thinks the school has asked Handa to persuade him to return to school. However, Handa is just delivering a package for Tsutsui. Suddenly, Tsutsui raises his baseball bat and bluffs Handa. Handa remains still, and does not move at all. Then Tsutsui tells about his past when he was bullied because his face was very cute for a boy. That's what makes him stop going to school. He sees an advertisement for a product that can grow body muscles, and he buys the product. After consuming the product for half a year, he is finally able to defeat the thugs. Handa doesn't understand Tsutsui's story as he only focuses on his task of delivering the package so he can leave immediately. Tsutsui also felt that Handa had a very strong aura, like someone who is used to fighting with big guys. Tsutsui starts to get scared when the Handa approaches him and aims the package at him. Not long after, a group of guys comes to take revenge on Tsutsui. He starts to worry because they look like they are going to gang up on him, but Handa still approaches him and gives him the package. Tsutsui thinks that Handa will help him to fight with those guys. He feels moved and tests Handa's loyalty. Several people try to approach Handa, but they feel intimidated when they see Handa's gaze, which has a very strong aura. After that incident, Tsutsui goes back to school and Aizawa is very impressed by Handa's actions. Tsutsui says that he will be Handa's bodyguard and will continue to watch over him. Handa also feels strange and does not understand Tsutsui's gaze at him. In their class, a new character appears named Kondo Yukio. He is a student who doesn't stand out and has average grades. Also, he has a normal life. He gets a group for cooking lessons, and when he sees his group of friends he feels strange. Aizawa begins to organize the teams to work together. Initially, they feel that Aizawa is not good enough to manage them. However, since they have the same goal to make Handa happy, they agree with it. Meanwhile, the stove in front of Handa catches fire and gives off a very large fire. The teacher tells the students to leave the cooking room. Yuki takes a fire extinguisher and tries to put out the fire. While in class, a girl sitting next to Handa accidentally drops his eraser. Handa wants to return the eraser but is afraid the girl will scold him. Then, he decides to give his new eraser. His actions make the girl misunderstand and think that Handa cares about her. Her name is Miyoko, and her friends feel happy because Handa noticed them. Handa's classmates care about him and ask Handa to go home early. They said they would do Handa's picket duty in class. Afterward, Handa goes home with Kawa, and stops at the shop to buy paper. Not long after, Kawafuji's friend comes over and approaches them. Suddenly, Handa hides so they cannot see him. Kawa also helps Handa hide until they leave. The reason Handa hides is that he doesn't want people to know that they are friends. Handa and Kawa go home after they get some papers. Since Handa's popularity at school, someone wants to be him and sell works with Handa's name on the streets. Handa is surprised to hear the gossip about him. Aizawa and his other friends try to reveal the facts. Tsutsui also invites Yuka to join, even though Yuka doesn't expect this friendship. Finally, Aizawa and the others find the person who was impersonating Handa. They interrogate him and ask him why he does that. That guy admits that he is just a fan who admires Handa. So, Nis changes himself to be like Handa. Nis feels like he understands Handa's daily life and behavior. Aizawa and the others try to punish that person by bringing him to class to meet Handa. However, when they enter the classroom and see a piece of paper stuck to the blackboard, Nis cries and realizes his mistake. The next day, Nis has got braces to make his teeth look straight. However, he misunderstands and still tries to become Handa. At school there is news that Handa has a beautiful girlfriend. One of the students has a photo and then shares the photo with the school group. The female students are disappointed and consider Handa an enemy. Leo also shows the picture to Tsutsui, but he just gives a normal response. When Handa enters the classroom, he sees that his desk is scratched, that is, dead. Handa also sees the writing style and wants to know who does that. The Handa team takes action and finds out who the person is. Aizawa said that the scratch was made by Handa's classmate. Not long after, the school is shocked by Miyoko's action of wanting to jump from the school window. Reportedly, Miyoko changes drastically after Handa gives her an eraser in class. Miyoko sings while holding the eraser that Handa gives to her. Miyoko turns crazy when she sees a photo of Handa with another girl. Handa enters the classroom and looks at the scratch on his desk. Miyoko watches him from outside the window as Handa looks for a new table and speaks to the tables. She hears Handa's words from outside and thinks that he is talking to her. When he is apologizing at his desk, she hears and thinks that Handa is apologizing to her. In the end, she does not commit suicide and cries over her actions. Moreover, Handa's team thinks that Handa is the one who has persuaded him. The woman in the photo is Handa's mother and Miyoko finds out after her jealous actions. After his mother attends the parents' meeting, the homeroom teacher and his mother ask Handa to hang out with his friends. However, Handa still thinks that everyone hates him. He tries to interact with his friends in class. Not long afterward, Aizawa talks about the student council activities he has created. With authority, Handa said that Aizawa's idea was very good. After receiving the compliment, he burst into tears. On the other hand, friends are asking Tsutsui to help fight the thugs, but he doesn't want to. Handa approaches Tsutsui and asks him to talk. His expression looks as if he wants Tsutsui to help fight the thugs from the school next door. Then he only said that it was a very sunny day, but Tsutsui thought that was an order to fight. When Handa says window, Tsutsui thinks that he has to break the window. Handa feels that Tsutsui does not understand what he says. Since he is busy with his mind, he doesn't know that his classmate has moved to another class. Yuki enters the class. Handa sees him and thinks that Yuki has saved him. Handa wants to talk to Yuki, but he is nervous and he says Japan is a very beautiful country. Yuki, who hears it, becomes confused, but he still responds that Handa is happy and feels he has succeeded in talking to other people and leaves after that. The story becomes even more exciting when the character of a girl named Sawako appears. She is the student council president. Sawako has many fans because she holds women in high regard. Not long after, she sees Handa, her enemy, walking with his friends. Handa, who sees Sawako in a man's uniform, feels very strange. Sawako asks her bodyguard, a guy wearing a woman's uniform, to look for Handa's weaknesses. She orders 2 girls to tempt Handa into falling into her trap. When the flirtatious girls are stalking Handa, they hear Handa say that he already knows about the whereabouts of 2 stray cats and feels sorry for not being able to feed them. The girls are shocked as they think that Handa is talking about them. Honestly, Handa is talking to the 2 cats in front of him. Handa likes cats, but he is very allergic to cats. The 2 girls report to Sawako that they were unsuccessful in seducing Handa. They are both amazed and fall in love with him. Finally, the student council president calls and punishes Handa. She asks him to wear a women's uniform for a year. Handa doesn't want to and runs outside, and Rikimaru chases him. All the student council members are after him and want to put him in a woman's uniform. They also block the road at the school. Rikimaru jumps over to Handa to put a skirt on him. They even fall together. For a moment, Sawako remembers her childhood being bullied by men. That's why she wants to be strong and look like a man. Sawako falls right on top of Handa's body because he wants to protect her. She immediately falls in love with Handa. When she turns to the side, she is surprised to see Rikimaru only wearing underwear and prepares to fight her. Ezawa comes and helps Handa. He wakes up and feels something wrong with him. On the other side, Leo talks with Tsutsuki about the middle exam. Then Handa comes and greets all his friends one by one. They are confused, especially the Handa team. Handa gets amnesia after hitting his head and Aizawa brings him to the hospital. Since he has amnesia, his attitude has changed greatly. Handa's team begins to worry if his amnesia lasts long. Handa tells them that he is aware that he has amnesia, however he still remembers that he is a popular guy at school. Tsutsui cries seeing Handa's current attitude and he wants to quit school. Aizawa is determined that he and the team will try to restore Handa's memory to how it used to be. Yuki is late and sees Handa seducing a girl. Yuki keeps walking because he thinks it is just Handa impersonator. When he arrives at class, Leo tells Yuki about Handa's current situation. Aizawa reads manga to find a solution to Handa's case, only to find about hitting Handa's head so Handa's memory will be restored. After hearing Aizawa's idea, Tsutsui starts attacking Handa with the hammer in his hand. Handa also feels in danger because of his popularity and many people are jealous of him. Handa's team manages to surround him and suddenly he feels dizzy. The Handa team attacks him so he slips on the stairs and lays on the floor. Handa then stands up and his aura has returned to how it was before. The Handa team feels relieved because Handa is back to the way he was before. However, after hitting his head twice, his aura looks more dangerous now. Sometimes, Handa gets scared when he sees people. Kawafuji is empathetic and tries to help him. He tries to introduce Handa to one of his friends, Hasegawa. Handa also follows Kawa's advice, but he changes his appearance. He wears glasses and a long wig so other people don't recognize him. However, Kawa tells Handa that he doesn't need to hide his identity so he can make friends. Hasegawa wants to get the keychain prize, but she has to win 3 bowling games. Kawa also says that he and Handa will help him. However, Handa never leaves the house and understands the game of bowling. Handa tries to play bowling but he can't. Kawa also tries to help him and wins the prize. Hasegawa then invites them to play dart throwing. Kawa tries but it doesn't work. Handa tries the game and succeeds in doing it. After that, Hasegawa asks them to play basketball. Handa couldn't play basketball so Kawa is the one who does that and wins. Hasegawa also managed to get 3 keychains as prizes. Hasegawa also feels that Handa is entertaining and she likes him. Handa is touched because he succeeds in having a friend. Kawa wants to buy a drink and leaves the 2 of them so they can talk more freely. While they are talking, Hasegawa's basketball senior comes and starts bullying her, not accepting that his friend is being bullied. Handa shows his disguise because he wants to protect his friend. The seniors immediately leave Hasegawa when they see Handa's aura. Kawafuji comes with a drink and is surprised to see Handa back to normal. Then Handa leaves and tries to protect them. Throughout the journey, Hasegawa praises Hasegawa for helping him free his seniors. A new character, Higashino Kutaro, appears. He is the fastest marathon runner and is also very popular. However, he has a bad memory of Handa in middle school. This time, he challenges Handa to a 100-meter race. Higashino has a fear of Handa from middle school to high school. His fear of Handa makes him live under Handa's shadow. The fake Handa also says that Higashino has Handa disease. The fake Handa tries to help Hasegawa by imagining himself as the real Handa. The fake Handa wears a mask to make it more similar to the real Handa. Higashino is shocked and runs very fast because he is afraid. Higashino and the fake Handa work together to make the real Handa afraid. After listening to the fake Handa's ideas, he lit firecrackers and then shouts that there is a fire. It makes many people panic and run away. The real Handa covers his nose and crawls slowly. Their plan failed. As a result of their actions, they receive punishment from the school principal. Higashino's manager advises him to forget his ambitions for Handa and get serious about achieving his dream of becoming a marathon runner. Higashino comes to his senses after hearing advice from his manager and becomes enthusiastic about pursuing his dreams with his friends. Not long after, Handa runs from behind and Higashino quickly chases after him. Handa suddenly stops while Higashino keeps running. The reason Handa runs fast is that he is being chased by a ferocious dog and the dog even bites Higashino. In class, there is a student named Shugumi who is very popular in predicting other people. The students come to her and they believe Sugumi's prediction. She wants to experience something different. Sugumi comes to Team Handa and says that she wants to predict Handa's palm. However, that will be very difficult to do. The Handa team is also thinking about how to do it. Later, Leo volunteered to be prophesied. Sugumi mentions Leo's weaknesses without looking at his hands. Handa looks at the wall magazine and reads a prediction. Even though he doesn't believe it, he wonders about something that may have happened to him. Handa hears her friends talking in class and remembers the prediction he has read. While in class, he pretends to be asleep and leaves his hands open for fortune telling. Sugumi starts reading Handa's palm and knows that he has a big fear in his life. She tells Handa's team that Handa carries a heavy fate, which is eternal loneliness. Handa becomes afraid, and so do his friends. Sugumi feels disappointed because she can't read Handa's palm optimally. Sugumi realizes it and thanks to Handa that she knows the weakness of her prediction. Few days later, the midterm exam has finished and the teacher shares the test results. Leo and Tsutsui get bad grades and they agree to form a study group. Tsutsui's house is used as a gathering place. Aizawa grumbles because his two friends get bad grades while he gets first place. Everyone falls silent when they realize they want to know what Handa's ranking is. Aizawa thinks that Handa deliberately doesn't become a champion because he doesn't want to stand out in class. Yuki is surprised to see Handa team who had a very high imagination. When Leo studies with the others, Higashino and fake Handa also study together. They follow extra classes because they get a bad score. The Handa team in the class guards the Handa chair so that Das will not sit on it. Handa's team always guards Handa's seat while Handa is not in class. They also argue because Higashino and fake Handa want to occupy Handa's seat. Then real Handa comes in and sits on his seat. The atmosphere becomes quiet and they are curious why Handa takes the extra lesson. Everyone is stressed because of the reason why Handa takes the extra classes. He takes extra classes because he forgets to write his name on the answer sheet. Handa casually works on the exam questions. Suddenly, he sneezes in the silence and is heard by his classmates. He becomes nervous until his pen makes the sound. The other participants follow the sound of the Handa's pen and work until the exam is finished. Aizawa comes and asks Handa's team about their exam. They look happy because they have done it together. Finally, they got a good score and thanked Handa. As usual, Handa doesn't know that he is admired by his friends. A female character named Hirayama Kasumi appears again. She is a librarian and has a problem that the library is rarely visited by students. Even though it is hard, she still survives because her prince Handa-kun keeps coming to visit. Kasumi is willing to use her budget to buy special series and limited edition books just for Handa-kun. If there are new books, then Handa will continue to come to the library. Not long after, the Handa team comes and looks around the library. Kasumi gets angry because they do not behave like Handa. Handa team realizes that Kasumi likes Handa. They will help her to make a library that Handa loves. Handa's team started their action in the library while Handa looked at the cat's face on the wall. The library has become clean and new books are neatly arranged on the bookshelves. Many students also visit the library. After that, Handa goes into the library and returns the book he borrowed. He also tells to Kasumi that the cover and the content of the book are different. Kasumi asks Handa's opinion about the contents of the book. Handa says that the librarian does a very good job. Hearing Handa's words, Kasumi realizes her responsibility to take care of the library and forgets about her love for Handa. Kasumi becomes motivated to make the library busier and will not buy calligraphy books anymore. She also asks Handa not to have to come to the library anymore. In the new scene, a new male character appears named Komichi Tsukasa, who has an ordinary character. He admires the figure of the class president Ichimiya Asahi. Coincidentally, their school will organize a field trip. On the train, Tsutsui grumbles because their field trip will coincide with Siro High School. During the field trip, Leo distributes candy to his friends. Handa, who never goes and mingles in the crowd, looked nervous. Miyoko offers candy to Handa, and immediately all eyes turn to Handa. Handa takes the candy and eats it. Not long after, students from other schools pass by and are confronted by Tsutsui. Handa is confused and throws away the candy he has taken earlier. However, the candy sticks to the Siro High School student's hair and he asks the Handa to take it. Handa is a little scared and Ichiro, another student from Siro High School, apologizes for his friend's behavior. Ichimiya's aura seems to match Handa-kun's aura. The students have reached their destination and they immediately split up to go around. This is Handa's first time taking part in a tour. Handa and his friends walk to the temple to have their fortune told. He feels that this place only exists to take people's money. Handa's team get good results from their fortune telling and they are curious about the results of Handa's predictions. Suddenly, Ichimiya's friend comes and praises Ichimiya's cool figure because he is more popular. Tsutsui doesn't accept it when other people underestimate Handa. Ichimiya approaches Handa and asks why he doesn't stop the commotion. Handa only answers that he doesn't care. He feels bored because the teacher says he has his room, so no one will disturb him. Handa wants to gather with the others, but he is afraid and chooses to be alone. Handa's team makes sure that Handa has a pleasant field trip and they share a room with him. The next morning, the Handa team seem to enjoy their field trip in Kyoto. Students from Siro High School try to make fun of the Handa team that is playing. Aizawa and the others split up so that there would be no problems during the trip. Nagamasa approaches him and declares war between Siro High School and High School. Handa teams split up and face Team Siro one by one. Besides that, Ichimiya is seen taking photos with the girls, and Handa, who is in the group, also wants to take photos with him. Yuki takes a picture of the two of them and realizes that Handa is smiling in the picture. Yuki asks Handa to take off his shirt because he sees Ichimiya sticking candy on Handa's shirt. There has been a fierce battle between Handa team and Ichimiya team. The members want to know which leader is more superior between the two teams. Besides that, the girls really like Handa, even though they have never spoken to him. When Handa comes out of the shop, the girls immediately approach him and leave Ichimiya. Ichimiya's team tries to cheer him up, but Ichimiya feels like he's losing the competition. Unlike Ichimiya, Handa is busy with his tour until he gets lost. Then he meets Ichimiya and talks with him. Ichimiya wants Handa to be his friend. On the other place, Handa team is looking for Handa and they meet Ichimiya team. Finally, they work together to find Handa. From a distance, Handa is seen rejecting Ichimiya's invitation to be friends because he doesn't want to be friends with popular people. He says that Ichimiya is already waiting for his friends. Ichimiya then realizes and admits his friends. Komichi doesn't accept it and says that Ichimiya's is number one. He runs towards Handa, but Yuki blocks him. Yuki slaps Komichi so that he realizes his actions. Ichimiya mediates them and they shake hands. In the end, friendship occurred between Siro High School and High School. Now it's the teacher's story. He is a guy named Okiyama Hideo who is the homeroom teacher of the second grade Handa's class. The teacher has a problem because his curriculum is rejected by the parents. Mr. Okiyama is a biology teacher and plans to dissect frogs. However, due to the objection, the practice is cancelled. Aizawa forces Handa to help the teacher. Aizawa gathers his classmates and discusses about frog dissection. Yuki suggests that the class president should give his personal opinion because the other students do not agree with him. Afraid of being called hateful, Handa said that he likes strange things. Because of Handa, the students finally agree to the activity. Aizawa reports to the teacher about the result. Finally, the students learn to dissect frogs together. All the students get frogs and Handa gets a big frog from the teacher. He is scared and wants to go home because he feels he has been trapped. Aizawa does the practice enthusiastically. The teacher thanks Handa for his help so that the practicum could be carried out. Handa falls because the frog gets loose. Suddenly, the class becomes chaotic and the students run. Sitting in the corner, Handa looks helpless and says he wants to go home. Handa's friends realize that Handa doesn't want to do the practice. However, he is willing to do it for someone else and it touches his friends. Handa's classmates and the teacher finally let go of the frog and are touched by what Handa did. All the students look happy playing near the river. Knowing that his students are happy, the teacher realizes how strong Handa's power is. Meanwhile, Handa is treated at the school clinic with his frog. When he comes home, he feels followed and suddenly disappears. Asawa reports to the team that Handa is followed by someone. Handa's team surveys the road to Handa's house. Behind the bushes, Miyoko, who was protecting Handa from the girls, appears. Then the librarian passes by and wants to give a book to Handa. However, Miyoko blocks her. Miyoko's nickname is Eraser, which means erasing all obstacles for Handa-kun. Handa realizes that he is being followed and he doesn't want Handa's team to know his house. Then, he runs so that Aizawa won't follow him, but Handa's team doesn't run out of ideas and asks Das to chase Handa. As Tsutsui and Leo chase the stalker, they end up trapped in a house with a vicious dog. Yuki hears screams from all directions and Aizawa is busy with his radar. Handa's team gathers and discusses the stalker. Eraser and Handa's team work together to find the stalker. Then, Handa climbs the wall to get to the cafe. However, he runs into Eraser and Handa's team behind the wall. He also asks his friends not to follow him anymore. Handa's team is silent because this is the first time Handa has expressed his feelings. They misunderstand Handa's intentions and think that Handa considers them friends. Yuki realizes what Handa means. Handa meets Kawafuji at the cafe. He sees Kawafuji's dirty shirt and thinks maybe Kawafuji is his stalker. Now, it is the time to get to know Yuki, who looks a little sensitive. When he enters the class, he finds a pink letter with a heart logo. According to him, he has never been close to girls. The letter says that the writer invites him to meet. He then goes to asks for advice from Tsutsui. However, Tsutsui says that the letter is an invitation to a duel because he is experienced with it. Tutsui's suggestion is considered unreasonable. Aizawa and the others will help Yuki to reply to his love letter. Not long after, they meet behind the building, and the girl says that Yuki is just part of the Handa team and asks him not to stand out. Handa team, who also witnesses the scene, encourages Yuki. Even though Yuki tries hard, he is still sad and runs away. As Yuki walks, he meets Handa. Handa seems to remember Yuki's face during the field trip. Yuki gives Handa a card. Handa thanks him for helping him. A few moments later, Handa's team comes to cheer up Yuki, who is heartbroken. Handa is happy when he gets a card from Yuki, but when he reads it, he misunderstands again. The scene changes and shows Basoji Drawing Club. Aizawa represents the student council to disband the club. They disagree and ask Aizawa for the reason. Aizawa replies that the club is not beneficial to the school. He suggests that if they draw Handa's character, they will be popular. They still drive out Aizawa because they only draw female characters. Then Basoji Club draws Handa-kun's character with their version. One of the members wants to interview Handa with his Merlin doll. At first, Handa is surprised because the doll can talk. He teased Handa with the sexy doll. Handa then takes his handkerchief and throws it at the doll until the man who holds the doll is touched by Handa's kindness. There is a dispute in the club and they agree at the end. After reading the manga by the club president that tells about Handa, the manga will be printed in the school bulletin. The manga club puts recycled paper on the table, and Handa takes it because it will be given to the garbage truck. Basoju team looks for Handa to ask for his permission, so that the manga can be printed. When they return, the paper has been taken with the recycled paper. They try to chase the garbage truck. Handa feels guilty and chases the truck until it returns to the school. The club members are touched. When a paper flies towards him, he sees his character as a woman. The scene moves to a student council room where a meeting is held. They discuss a cultural festival that will be held at the school. Handa Festival is the theme of this cultural festival. The student council members are confused about the student council president and her current hairstyle. The student council president thinks that the hair clip she wears is a gift from Handa, but it is from Aizawa and the others. Aizawa announces the festival and their class will participate by taking the name of the Tsutsui festival, which is taken from Handa's name. They discuss what events they will take for the festival. Leo wants to make a romantic drama, Tsutsui wants to make a fighting cafe, and Yuki wants to make a haunted house festival. Everyone has already expressed their opinions, while Handa is still holding his brush and thinking about the meaning of the main character. Leo ends the debate and listens to the class leader's opinion. Handa wakes up from his daydream and goes to the front of the class to choose the voting results with other friends. He feels stressed by the choices. Aizawa, who sees Handa confused, explains the idea of making a musical event. Because of many suggestions, Handa leaves the class and goes to the restroom. Handa's team feels that Handa seems to be burdened and they decide to help him. When Handa is sitting on the stairs of the classroom corridor, the student council president passes by. Handa, who feels strange about her hairstyle, then he looks at her. The student council president asks Handa to help her make calligraphy for the festival. Handa agrees and thinks that calligraphy would represent his class at this festival. When Handa returns to class, no one is in the class. Adanzawa approaches Handa and says that they have combined the ideas to create a class theme of Romeo and Juliet Cafe. Meanwhile, the calligraphy class is crossed out for fear of burdening Handa. Handa meets Kawafuji at a cafe and tells him about his class. Kawa laughs and says that his class will hold a calligraphy class and it makes Handa jealous. On the way to school, Handa sees a child being mugged and hides because he is afraid. Tsutsui, who sees Handa hiding, is surprised that Handa does not stop them. When Handa sees Tsutsui, he shouts for Tsutsui to help free the child. Tsutsui helps the child and beats the thugs. After the incident, some girls approach Handa and measure her body because they are going to make a costume for the festival. After that, Handa approaches Handa's team and wants to help. However, they said that Handa should just sit and watch because he is the class president. Maiko gives some bread and drinks for him and it makes him feel ostracized by his classmates. Handa falls asleep in class and comes home late at night. The thugs follow Handa and will attack him. When Handa is attacked, Handa's team comes to block and fight the thugs. Returning to the Bisoju team, their manga has finished and has been printed out. The team leader announces that they would sell 500 copies of Handa's manga at the school's cultural festival. Meanwhile, in the classroom, Aizawa hands out the script that the librarian has written. Chidetsu protests because he becomes Juliet while Leo plays Romeo. Aizawa explains that the drama has to be funny so the story won't be boring. All the roles have been assigned, but Handa doesn't know which role he get. Aizawa says that the precious costume hasn't been finished. After they practice a lot, they go home together. The Handa team sees a nameplate that uses Handa calligraphy. A few days later, the festival event starts and the students are very enthusiastic. Both Kawafuji's calligraphy and Bisoju Club's manga are crowded with visitors. Romeo Juliet Cafe is set in a theater so the students can eat while enjoying the theater. The story in the theater is funny and makes people laugh. The highly anticipated figure of Handa finally comes out as Queen Elizabeth. Handa sits in the pride seat and sees Kawafuji in front of him. Handa feels embarrassed and wants to end his role immediately. When Handa leaves, his friends chase Handa from behind. After the event is over, Handa's team goes around the festival, and the basketball team approaches them. They tell Tsutsui that they are attacked by students from Kuro High School. The thugs from Kuro High School are looking for Handa. Fake Handa and Das tell Handa's team that the thugs enter the classroom to look for Handa. Ichimiya's team attends a festival at High School. Ichimiya realizes that the festival is inspired by Handa. Meanwhile, Handa is stressed because he has to appear again as Queen Elizabeth this afternoon. Handa is practicing to get into character while the Ichimiya team arrives at the second class and sees the Kuro High School team. The Handa team runs into the class to save Handa. A fight breaks out between Shiro High School and Kuro High School. Ichimiya team fights Rai and his friends, causing chaos in Romeo and Juliet Cafe. Suddenly, Handa comes out of his room and shouts to stop the fight. Everyone is stunned to see Handa's actions. He feels guilty for coming out at the wrong time. However, they realize that the fight is a mistake. Ichimiya said that a fight between two high schools was very unusual. Rai and his friends said that they just wanted Handa to lead them. Zero High School plans to live under Handa-kun's leadership and wants to convey this directly to Handa. After that, the two schools live side by side and live happily. The peak of the festival has come. The chairman of the student council gives a speech and asks the students to be friends with other students. The bonfire event begins. The judges and Maiko are watching Handa. Other friends are also watching Handa from various directions. Handa sees Kawafuji with his friends. Kawafuji then smiles at Handa, who panics if someone else sees him. The student council president reads out the winners of the Sisu festival. Abayazawa and his friends look tense and they feel that they are the winners. The Baizuju club wins because they managed to sell 5,000 manga. Furthermore, Handa's class wins the favorite champion with the Romeo and Juliet cafe theme. Handa is invited to go on stage even though he is not happy. He thinks that he will be pelted while on stage. Imagining that makes him cry and want to leave. He goes on stage and the student council president puts the crown on him. However, Kawafuji disagreed and said that the crown was his. The student council president put the crown on Handa's head. Kawafuji said that he and Handa were friends, so Handa had to give up his crown. Handa panics when he admits that they are friends. Because of Kawafuji, all the students becomes chaotic and start making noise. A fight breaks out between students. Some students do not accept that Kawafuji is a close friend. The students threw rubbish at the stage, hitting Kawafuji's eyeglasses. Kawafuji told Handa to put down the crown and leave the stage. According to Handa, if he does this, the students will increasingly believe that they are friends. Kawafuji said that he had never been hated because Handa was a popular figure among the students. After that, Handa realizes and says that the crown does not belong to him or Kawafuji. The crown belongs to the students who have made the Saisu festival a success with hard work. All of Handa's fans are touched, and they think that Handa starts to open up with others. The event ends with Michoshi in the form of Handa. Everyone enjoys the event, including Handa team and the others. There is a misunderstanding when Handa was in middle school. He thinks that he is hated by his friends. This incident makes him doesn't have any friends. The next day, Kawafuji comes to fetch him, and they go to school together. Handa feels worried that someone will see him with Kawafuji. Apart from that, Kawafuji asks Handa to break his walls and open himself to his friends. Handa's team and others are seen coming over and greeting Handa. Handa feels happy and be open with his friends. Thank you so much for staying on this channel and watching our videos. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so we can keep you updated with our latest content. See you in the next video.